Hello guys and welcome back for the May JRPG News Roundup. We start with the Falcom news as always. On the merchandise side, Resonant Union have compiled yet another Falcom-based tribute album, this time called Falcom Boss Rush, and it's released on May the 28th. Also, Pinbox have put up pre-orders for some Cold Steel 2 themed pins, with the pre-order window ending at the beginning of June. Now, following on from the announcement of the Ordine Moderoid, there was another poll put out by Good Smile Company gauging interest in future kits. This time around, Argrayan, the Argent Knight, ended up top of the list outside of Japan, while Japan itself only saw it rank in 15th, so whether that will be acted upon is not so cut and dry as it was with Ordine, which ranked highly in both regions. QuestQ's Elisa prototype figure was shown off on a recent Dengeki livestream concerning East 10, which we will talk about in the next section, and finally Kotobukiya have confirmed that Emma Milstein will be getting a scale figure of her own. Pre-orders are yet to open. On the game side of things, Falcom released their fiscal results for the period October 2022 to March 2023, with a particular highlight being the strong digital sales of Eastern Trails in regions outside of Japan, and that the localization of Zero and Azure sold better than expected. Hopefully the same holds true for the newest East entry, Nordics, which had another livestream showing off more of the on-field and ship-based gameplay. The game also had its first teaser trailer shown on May the 26th, along with a release date of the 28th of September in Japan. A limited edition also went up on the Falcom store called the Adol Kristen edition, where you get a mini soundtrack, pin, visual card set, DLC Cleria armor from East 2, and a cross-body sling pack. Dengeki followed this up with their own special edition, which added a B2 tapestry plus a compass and pocket watch to commemorate the 35th anniversary of the series. On to the general JRPG news now, starting with merchandise as always. Vanillaware showed off the 20th anniversary art book cover, which is due to release at the end of June. A 28,000 yen figure of Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates has gone up for pre-order. It's 1/7 scale and will release in June 2024. Atlas are up next, where a 30th anniversary soundtrack celebrating Shin Megami Tensei is due to release in July. It comes with over 500 tracks and is priced at 13,800 yen. There are also some lamps based on the Phantom Thieves, but this is only for the original cast, so no Kasumi or Goro Akechi. Each of them comes to $35. Neptunia got a little bit of merch too, and it's for these weird pudding figures, which aren't cheap either, $220 each. It's obviously playing on Nep's fondness for pudding, but not sure if it's worth that much. Atelier Rise's anime adaptation has been getting a couple more highlights recently. We got full renders of the characters, a new trailer, and the opening theme. It's also been announced that Alta's 1/7 scale figure of Corneria from the Mysterious sub-series is now up for pre-order at just over 25,000 yen. It's due to ship in January 2024. On to Xenoblade now, and initially we'll follow up on the pre-orders for the soundtracks that were noted last month. Now that the window has closed, it's been stated that over half of the soundtrack sales came from outside Japan, clearly demonstrating the love for the series in the wider world. The Mio Figma has also gone up for pre-order, due to release in February next year at just under 13,000 yen, which isn't too bad all things considered. This next figure from Tales though is not so kind to the wallet, the Tales of Destiny 1/7 scale figure of Riala, which recently went up on the Furyu site. It looks good, I'll give it that, but at just under 40,000 yen this will only be reserved for the more die-hard fans. Rounding out the merch side of this month's news will be Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts got yet more goodies added to its lineup, this time some Keyblade themed keychains releasing in early September. They come to just over 2,000 yen each. Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack will be releasing on July the 19th. It comes with 7 CDs and in both a standard and ultimate edition, coming to $65 and $83 respectively. Finally, some Front Mission 1x72 scale mechs have gone up for pre-order, due to release in December this year. Each one is priced at $23. On the developer side of things, we begin with Square as always. Bravely Default and Bravely Second are having their network servers shut down come June the 20th of this year, which may make the single player experience a bit more challenging, but the likes of Street Pass will remain active. The rest of the Square based news is all Final Fantasy, starting with the Pixel Remaster series, which has since sold 2 million units worldwide, with Final Fantasy VI being the top downloaded game from the PlayStation Network in April for both the USA and Canada. Final Fantasy XVI, on the other hand, had its limited edition put up for pre-order, and it ain't cheap as you would expect. 350 smackaroos if you want the pleasure of owning it. I dare say a few people in Saudi Arabia won't care though, as the game has been banned for apparently not adjusting its content to suit the region. Though it wasn't stated what it referred to, a couple of writers from True Gaming, a Saudi-based site, said it could have been related to LGBTQ content in the game. Over the past 8 months, no compromise was met between Square and the Saudi-based rating authority, so it has since been barred completely, which comes at a time when Saudi Arabia in particular are putting ever more investment into the gaming industry. As for why Final Fantasy XVI became a PS exclusive, I don't think anyone will be surprised to know that it simply came down to money. In an interview earlier this month, the simple fact is that Sony offered a more lucrative deal than Xbox, and thus the rest is history. Lastly, Yoshi P stated that there have been discussions surrounding the possibility of Square moving away from numbered entries for future Final Fantasy titles, stating that it's mostly down to marketing reasons. The logic behind this is that new players coming in may think they have to play a swath of games before getting into the newer ones, which, outside of a couple of sub-series within Final Fantasy, we know isn't the case. However, this is by no means decided upon as of yet, and it might not follow through at all. Yoshi P also confirmed in another interview that Final Fantasy XVI, as we expected, will eventually get a PC port as well, though the quality of the ports will be interesting to see when it finally releases. Moving to Koei Tecmo now, who have partnered with Akatsuki Games to announce that they are working on a new title, for now called New Title X. This apparently leverages both of their strengths and is due to release at the end of March next year. No further information was given. Fire Emblem Engage has sold 1.6 million units worldwide, with 1 million of those being outside of Japan, once again demonstrating the demand from international markets. Atelier has seen a reprint on the physical PS4 versions of both the original Atelier Sophie and Atelier Firis. Pre-orders have since closed, but they are due to release in July, so chances are there may be some left. Atelier Marie's remake also got a further highlight this month in preparation for its imminent release, this time being 20 more minutes of gameplay. NIS America have put up the limited edition of Cry Machina for pre-order. It comes to just over $80 and is available on both the NA and EU sites. Bandai Namco have finally come out with a patch addressing the numerous issues plaguing the remaster of Tales of Symphonia. Following on from their apology a couple of months back, the patch that released in mid-May addressed slowdown, crashes, and sorted out the background music cutting out at periods as well. The new Neptunia title, Game Maker R Evolution, got its opening movie shared via Idea Factory, and though I'm not a massive fan of their work, I will at least admit that their opening sequences do hit well in the majority. And last of all, before the upcoming releases, let's go over a couple of rumours surrounding the JRPG sphere. It's been stated by producer of Live Alive Takashi Tokita that if the remake of the first game were to sell a total of 1 million units, he'd feel confident in proposing a second game to Square. Square also announced that a new Dragon Quest Monsters title is in development for Switch, along with an accompanying video. And finally, there's been suggestions, and these are by no means verified as of yet, that there will be a Persona 5 spin-off in 2024, and Persona 6 is coming in late 2024. This came from the Nate the Hate podcast, so again not sure on his credibility, but if he and involved parties feel confident in mentioning this, then they must have some source to base it on. Time will tell, but I won't go further than that for what is, at present, unsubstantiated news. On to the upcoming releases now, starting with delays, of which there were 2 this month. The MMO title Blue Protocol has been delayed yet again in the West till 2024, while Japan are actually getting it next month. The other delay comes for the Front Mission 2 remake, which has been delayed indefinitely for quality assurance purposes. For fan translations, there were 2 of note this month. Rent a Hero No. 1, which some people describe as a precursor to the Yakuza series, is currently being worked on, while the turn-based 1998 strategy game of Ginga or Sama Densetsu Yuna Final Edition for the PS1 and developed by Red Company has had a patch released. This is the 3rd game in the series and is also preceded by 2 OVAs. Moving to the visual novels briefly, Scar of the Doll is now available in the West for PC and Switch. Otome visual novel Radiant Tale will be releasing for the Switch on July the 27th. Horror visual novel Nightmare X Vampire is coming West to PC via Steam. Sugar Sweet Temptation has also been released on Steam, and last of all, Romance visual novel 1 is coming to PC on December the 22nd, once again via Steam. Indie titles are up next. An action strategy title called Teenage Demon Slayer Society has been announced for PC and will launch in 2024. An RPG deck builder with strategic turn-based combat called Cross Blitz has also been announced for PC via Steam, and it will launch in early access later this year. The retro-inspired JRPG Solvars is coming to consoles and PC come next month. A Golden Sun-inspired RPG called Tako no Himitsu Ocean of Secrets has had a Kickstarter page set up. The campaign hasn't officially launched yet, but you can get a notification when it does. And lastly, a classic JRPG inspired title called Sky Ocean Wings for Hire has been announced for PS5, Xbox Series, Switch and PC, which apparently will be focused around turn-based dogfights in the sky. No release date has been given as of yet. Last of all, the announcements from the more recognised developers. Inescapable, the Danganronpa-inspired title, will be releasing in fall this year for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, PC and Switch. 2 MMO Sword Art Online Integral Factor will be coming to PC, though no release date was given, and Tower of Fantasy is also coming to PC, that will be releasing in summer. Hack and slash action RPG Demon Sword Incubus is coming to Switch on June 8th, it's already available on PC. Dungeon RPG Mon U, which has a much longer full name, I'll have you know, will be releasing in fall for PS5, Switch and PC. Brown Dust 2, not sure about that name, is coming to mobile platforms in June and will also get console releases later on. Based on footage, it appears to be a turn-based title utilising a 3x4 grid. Venus Blood Gaia, the Aero SRPG, so bear that in mind if you want to check it out, is coming west on July the 28th. The sci-fi action RPG Punishing Grave Raven is now on PC, which thus alleviates the need for an emulator. It's currently also available on mobile. The turn-based sequel, Valkyrian Arc Hero School Story 2, will be releasing on June the 22nd for all modern platforms, including PC, the same day as Final Fantasy XVI. Disgaea 7 will be releasing on October the 3rd for Switch, PS4, PS5 and PC. Monochrome Mobius, the prequel to Mask of Deception from the Utawareru Mono series, will be coming to PS4 and PS5 on September the 5th for NA and 8th for EU. The Legend of Nyata will be releasing on September the 19th for North America and the 22nd for Europe. A new trailer was also shown demonstrating the updated visuals. This is coming to PS4, Switch and PC. Chinese action RPG Phantom Blade Zero has been announced for PS5 and PC, though no release date has been given as of yet. Infinity Strash Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai finally has a release date set for September the 28th for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Switch and PC. And Granblue Fantasy Relink also finally got a release window on PS4, PS5 and PC. It's going to be releasing in winter, though an actual concrete date is yet to be finalised. And last of all, we end with the Marvelous Game Showcase that took place on the 26th of May. There were a bunch of games announced here, including 2 new Story of Seasons titles, 1 traditional and 1 multiplayer, along with some brief footage. There was also mention of a game in early development known only as Project Life is RPG, which unfortunately only had concept art for now, but sounds very promising. Project Magia was also shared, which again only had character renders this time around, but the art style at least was easily recognizable to fans of Hiro Mashina, the creator of Eden Zero and Fairy Tail. No further information was given on what type of game it will be, but time will tell. And last of all, Rune Factory. We knew from a few months back that 2 new titles in the series were in development, both Rune Factory 6 and an unnumbered entry. Well, they were finally announced in this showcase, with Rune Factory 6 being the next mainline entry as expected, while the other title, which appears to be a spin-off set in the same universe but with an Eastern twist, is called Rune Factory Project Dragon. No release dates for these, but good times for fans of the series. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe for more JRPG content and consider joining my Patreon if you're interested. Peace.